Okay, we'll move on to the next ingredient, which is another big hitter, and that is caffeine. So
Yep.
we've actually spoke about caffeine before in our Cannibal Coffee episode, which we've mentioned about 14 times in this episode now. That was, I think if you want to go listen to that, I've not linked it yet, but I think it's chatshitgetfit.com/coffee. We spoke to Cannibal Coffee and Duncan, the guy who founded the company. And we spoke quite a bit about caffeine there. So we'll do a bit of a recap. If you cast your minds back, I think at the time we said the commonly stated effective dose is 3 to 6 milligrams per kilo, which we established is quite a lot.
For me, that's roughly going to be about
400-ish.
5. For me, if I want to make sure I'm getting a performance boost out of this, I want to go into the higher end. I'm looking at 550 milligrams or something like that of caffeine. Yeah. So quite a lot. Yeah.
But
I mean, for all the studies on caffeine, you could pretty much go to our episode on coffee. And you can see all the links there, because that pretty much crosses over and ties into this episode as well.
Yeah, and remember that note. So if you want to just sit there, if you're sitting there and you're not driving, whatever, maybe just have a calculation yourself, then we'll go on to the actual doses in these products and you can sort of compare it. But I just want to make a point clear though. If you're a lifter, for example, and you don't tolerate caffeine very well at high doses, because you don't have it very often, you might want to identify a sort of a lower effective dose. So you might want to start on about 1.5 to 2 milligrams per kilo. Have a play around with it, see how you feel, and then work your way up, because you don't want to go straight in with 6 per kilo when you don't even drink coffee, and then your body has a fucking meltdown.
This is where the whole double scooping thing, becomes a problem again as well. Yeah. Because once again, some pre-work... So listen, I'm going to come out and say it. To me, the main ingredient for a pre-workout should be caffeine.
Yeah.
But most pre-workouts I see tend to be very underdosed in caffeine.
Do you know why though, Tom?
So, okay, now I need to...
Because they're appealing to a very wide demographic of people. They would rather. There's two reasons, basically. They would rather not have the risk of someone having a fucking heart meltdown. Plus, those same people, if they take it and they're not a habitual coffee. So you and me, we habitually we take coffee, right? We drink coffee, so we're quite good with caffeine. Yeah,
that's a really nice way of saying that. We are basically addicted to caffeine.
Yeah, great, but you know what I mean. So, but someone who's not, if they went in with, let's say, a properly dosed pre-workout 500 milligrams of caffeine, their heart start pounding. They're going to feel horrible. They're never going to buy it again. Why would you buy it again if it makes you feel like that? So by putting a lower dose in, which might give you, I don't know, a little perp up, maybe give you a little buzz.
Playing it safe.
Yeah, they're playing it safe. They know you're going to get a little bit of a buzz, but maybe not enough to boost your performance, but they don't really care about that. They do to a degree, but they want you to come back and buy more.
No doubt, but like anyone that makes like any supplement provider that makes like a genuinely serious pre-workout, they will know to put a high dose of caffeine in there. But for, the normies, let's say, I feel really bad using that word now, but the general population, when they look at the back of a tub, the word caffeine isn't going to excite them. No. They want to see the proprietary blend. They want to see turbo nitrous oxide formula and all these other random buzzwords.
That's why they do put the other stuff in, because they lower the caffeine dose a little bit. They can put this other stuff in which they say is going to boost your energy. So they hope that all these things together makes the equivalent effect. But as I said, mate, I don't blame them too much for putting a lower dose in, because, as I said, people aren't... The optimal dose of caffeine, right, for everyone is so different. We're all different in that way.
Yeah.
They can't take the risk of everyone just fucking absolutely, 500 grams plus, milligrams plus of caffeine in their products, because it will just fuck people up and they won't sell any. So they're better off having a bit less, right? That's why, obviously, Tom makes his own, because then you can dose it to him as an individual. Right, let's go into some common caffeine amounts per serving then, shall we? Of some the products again. So we'll start at the top then. The pre-workout plus, 300 milligrams per serving. Not bad.
That's not bad.
Redcon 1.
Now we're talking.
Redcon 1 Total War, 320. It's a bit more there.
Good.
We then drop down a bit here with Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard, 175.
Yeah.
C4, 150.
C4 is the ultimate beginner's pre-workout.
Yeah, isn't it? 150.
Yeah,
150.
No, honest to God, like I've seen people dry scooping a single scoop of C4 in the gym, and act like they're Billy Big Bollocks. It's like, mate, come on, this is
entry level.
This is a night nurse for me.
Yeah. Cowpole.
This will send me to sleep. This is cowpole.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, bless.
Yes.
Oh, bless.
We're going to your next one here, Tom, the one you used to have. Grenade 50 caliber, 275.
As I said, I was a normie. Not bad for a normie pre-workout.
It's not bad, though. Podium Fuse has got 200 milligrams, which is that CrossFit one. But they on their across like their buzzwords. It says 200 milligrams, but on their website they actually say it's like 250 because they've got like this 50 grams of this like slow release fucking Astro mega spatial caffeine in there as well.
Spatial caffeine.
I'm just saying buzzwords now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got 200 of actual normal caffeine, and then NXT TNT nuclear is lacking in the nuclear side of things with only 175.
Yes. That's poor.
Across the board there, I mean, it's quite a big range there. Was the lower end of 175 or 150, sorry, up to 320. I'd say 300 milligrams around. That's actually not too, because if you, as what I said, we said 3 to 6 milligrams per kilo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about how people weigh completely different. Men, women, the broad spectrum of sizes and shapes. They're never going to have to cater to everyone individually, so they've got to find a happy medium where they won't fuck people up, but they won't do nothing.
So once again, this is what I was worried about. So 300 milligrams of caffeine is not too bad. Me, I'd like to go on the higher end of things, but that's the thing. Okay, what if I wanted to double scoop that now? 600 milligrams of caffeine is that's quite a big. That is a lot of caffeine, let's be honest. But then at the same time, am I now going to be double dosing on things like citrulline and beta-alanine, etc.? And actually, no, it's not too bad actually. Yeah,
but I'd always say, Tom, so if you're taking these products, which some of them are great, if you want to get more caffeine in because you feel like you're someone who can tolerate it well and you want to get the more ergogenic effects, have a cup of, well, maybe not Pro Plus, but I was going to have a cup of coffee if you like coffee. Well, I just feel like coffee would be better, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, but if we're in the lab and you,
in the lab, what are you on about in the lab?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about when I was doing my highs, and I'm literally just describing what I used to do with my pre-workouts.
What Pro Plus are they? Crush them up?
Well, you got to think like a can of Monster's only like 170, 180 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
So yeah, pop some Pro Plus in, off you go.
That's a good point. Actually, I think we should probably mention Monster. Monster's got 160 milligrams per can.
Yeah. So which is actually more than a scoop of C4.
Yeah, that's bad, isn't it?
Come on, guys.
I'll be honest, mate. If I have a can of Monster Ultra now, I don't feel anything.
Yeah. Oh, I'll go and sleep like a baby.
Yeah, it doesn't do me anything. Yeah. I just like the taste of it, to be honest.
But then again, we are habitual caffeine users.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're taking these things all the time, the dose you require is going to have to go up, and you're going to get to the point where you need 6 milligrams per kilo.
So yeah, once again, like going back, this is another thing with caffeine is that you can. I mean, there is some evidence to show that if you're a habitual user of high caffeine intakes, then you might not get as much of a benefit out of caffeine as a pre-workout. Now, that's not to say that you're not getting any benefit whatsoever. I mean, we kind of explained this in our coffee/caffeine episode, but let's just say you drink a single cup of coffee every day. Then if you go for a highly caffeinated pre-workout, then yeah, you're going to see an effect. But let's just say you're like me and you drink 10 cups a day, non-negotiable.
You have 10 cups a day?
Well, I'm being dramatic here, Bill. I'm being dramatic.
Oh, I fucking hope so. Fucking defib over there.
We'll talk after the podcast. I need help.
Fucking
I do need help.
A day.
Yeah,
I'm not
even joking. I know there's some people that are going to be listening to this going, yeah. This is generally his cry for help now. The people I work with, but I mean, let's just say someone takes extreme amounts of caffeine a day. I don't want to say extreme. Let's just say a very habitual caffeine user, where they drink a lot of coffee every day. Then having a pre-workout probably ain't going to give them as much of an effect as if they wasn't a habitual coffee drinker. Do you know what I mean? So there is that to take into account as well. But this is where it's weird, is that so there's us saying, okay, like some things you might not want to be taking all the time in high doses, otherwise you're not going to feel the effects as much. But then at the same time, there's certain ingredients such as beta-alanine, where it's like, actually, no, you do want to be taking that often. So do you see where it gets a bit weird here?
Yeah. This is
why I like to individually dose certain ingredients in pre-workouts.
Yeah,
we'll go more about that at the end.
If you want to hear the full audio podcast where we go into the other ingredients such as caffeine, L-citrulline, taurine, B vitamins, creatine, and then some other little random ingredients as well, then head over to chatshitgetfit.com/pre-workout. So you can listen to the full episode there, and you'll also be able to see links to all of the scientific data that we've quoted today in this video and in the entire episode itself. So head over there and have a listen. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell as well, as that little bell makes sure that you're notified every single time we release a brand new video, whether that's onto your phone, tablet, laptop, or even your TV. So yeah, make sure you hit the bell button and the subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.